Centaurus Metals is an ASX-listed company with more than 10 years' experience operating in Brazil and is currently focused on exploring and developing the Jaguar nickel sulphide project. The Jaguar project is 100% owned by Centaurus and is located in the mining-friendly state of Para and within the Carajás mineral province. The Carajás is a Tier 1 global mining province that hosts one of the globe's largest known concentrations of large tonnage world-class mineral deposits. Vale, one of the world's biggest mining companies, has been operating in the Carajás for over 50 years, producing iron ore from the world's biggest high-grade iron ore mine at S11D and copper and gold from the world's second biggest iron oxide copper-gold deposit at Salobo. The Carajás contains outstanding infrastructure and is an ideal location for a nickel mine set to feed the global battery supply chain. Sealed highways connect all major cities. The Jaguar project is only 270 kilometres to the mining centre of Para or Pebas and 900 kilometres to the Vila de Conde free access port. Rail connects the Vale mines to the São Luís port. A high-voltage grid power, located only 40 kilometres from site, supplies low-cost renewable power at less than 10 US cents per kilowatt hour. The project is located 40 kilometres north of Tucumán and Oralinga do Norte mining communities, with a ready-made skilled workforce from a combined population of 70,000 people. The 30 square kilometre of tenure consists of cleared farmland and secondary forest and is covered by a mining lease application. Centaurus is well advanced with surveys for the environmental approvals process, with 100% of wet and dry seasonal data collected, and plans to launch the application in the third quarter of 2021. By August 2021, there will be 8 drill rigs on site at Jaguar, 7 diamond rigs and 1 RC rig. The 65,000 metre drilling program, targeted to be completed in 2021, focuses on resource growth and development infill, as well as greenfields discoveries. Centaurus has established a 100-person field camp to house staff and drill contractors, keeping them isolated from the general population to the safety of personnel and drill program continuity. The Jaguar deposit has a strike length of over 3 kilometres, with semi-massive and massive nickel sulphide intersections down to 500 metres below surface. The mineralisation remains open at depth and along strike, with significant potential to increase the size of mineral resource estimate with further drilling. The semi-massive and massive nickel sulphide mineralisation is effectively targeted using downhole and surface electromagnetic surveys, which produce conductor plates that are used to design the deep drilling. The Jaguar project hosts a JORC mineral resource estimate of 58.9 million tonnes at 0.96% nickel for over 560,000 tonnes of contained nickel metal. This represents one of the biggest nickel sulphide resources in the world today that is not controlled by a major producer. The resource has an outstanding acquisition and discovery cost of about 2 US cents per pound of nickel. More than 80% of current resources are within 200 metres of the surface, and 40% of the resources are in the indicated category. There are currently 8 deposits that make up the Jaguar mineral resource. Jaguar South is the largest of these, with a strike length of more than 650 metres. The deposit is open at depth and along strike in both directions. Drilling at Jaguar South has identified many semi-massive and massive ore zones with intercepts up to 34 metres at 3.3% nickel. Jaguar Central is the second largest of the deposits, with a strike length of over 500 metres, and it too is open both down dip and along strike. Drilling has identified a near-surface high-grade ore chute with a shallow plunge that has returned high-grade intercepts up to 30.8 metres at 3.3% nickel. The remaining deposits contain nickel mineralised zones that are similar to those at Jaguar Central and Jaguar South. Significant drill intercepts in these zones include 31.4 metres at 1.27% nickel and 32.3 metres at 1.4% nickel. The Onça Preta and Onça Rosa deposits have a deep plumbing system and are located next to the Puma ultramafic complex, which is thought to be the source of the nickel sulphide mineralisation. Deep step-out drilling has returned some of the highest grade intersections from the project area, like 7.9 metres at 5.27% nickel. Drilling is now underway to progress these deposits into the indicated category and to test down dip and along strike extensions to mineralised zones. Scoping study work completed by Entec and Metallica Brazil evaluated a combination of 8 open pit and 4 underground operations over an initial mine life of 13 years. The current production target for the Jaguar deposit is 45 million tonnes at 0.8% nickel for over 360,000 tonnes of contained nickel metal. More than 75% of the current production target will come from open pits, with a life of mine strip ratio of 6.5 to 1. Currently, underground mine designs account for only a quarter of the contained nickel in the production target, and most of the planned underground stopes are constrained by the current base of drilling. Significant potential exists for step-out drilling below planned stopes to increase resources, which in turn have excellent potential to convert to future underground mine designs. Over 60% of current resources were converted to production target, and there is significant opportunity to grow the current mine life from multiple sources, including growth of open pit resources, extension of underground designs, and new discoveries. Centaurus is targeting world's best practice tailings and emissions management, including a state-of-the-art tailings storage facility, which optimises mine waste and has the highest safety factor against embankment failure. Metallurgical test work was completed by ALS Global and ore sorting test work completed by Steinhardt. Engineering work for the Jaguar nickel sulphate process plant was completed by DRA Global. The plant is designed to process 2.7 million tonnes of nickel ore per annum, with greater than 80% nickel recoveries, producing more than 20,000 tonnes of nickel per annum for its current 13-year mine life. The front end of the plant is a conventional flotation process that produces a sulphur-rich nickel concentrate, which is then purified via a pressure oxidation leach and an impurity removal process to produce both a nickel sulphate product and a mixed sulphide precipitate byproduct. The Jaguar nickel project has a development capital cost of $288 million and boasts a high operating cash margin of $4.27 per pound of nickel, giving the project strong downside protection and outstanding upside opportunity. Of the 85,000 metres drilled to date, less than 3% has been drilled outside of the current resource limits. The Jaguar tenure contains 9 prospects that have coincident structural, soil and geophysical anomalies. These are being drill tested by a dedicated RC rig, with the hope of additional discoveries increasing the current resource base. The Jaguar project is a rapidly emerging lithium-ion battery-grade nickel sulphate growth story at the perfect time in the nickel market cycle.